What's up, guys? It's Rob here. I'm going to sit here and explain the whole reason why we should stop expecting significant changes in Apple's launches. Let's take a quick sip of our water or coffee or whatever beverage we have and dive into this. All right. So, Apple has become this essentially agile company, and what agile means is the ability to listen to your customer, gather these requirements, put it into some form of technology or type of device, be able to introduce it to the customer and say, hey, here you go. We're going to introduce this into the whole entire tech industry. We're going to grow it. We're going to mature it through various software updates and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and just decommission it. And then what we're going to do is, as we go through all four of these phases, we're going to listen to what you guys are saying. And then when we introduce the next iPhone to you guys, it's going to be different, which gets a lot of us excited. And every single iPhone to this day has been different than the previous. So let's go ahead. Let's take a trip on back to 2007 and really start explaining the story of why Apple has adopted this methodology. So got our lovely timeline here. January 29th, 2007, and Apple, announced that the iPhone was going to be released on June 29th, 2007 for $499 for the 4GB model and $599 for the 8GB model. Before the launch, people of the iPhone, people started gathering outside of the Apple stores, lining up in hopes to get their hands on this latest and greatest technology. And simply, a lot of people didn't, because Apple didn't know the hype behind it. And really, when on January 29th, when Apple announced it, they were using sayings like, this is only the beginning. Apple reinvents the phone, which is a very bold statement. They did. And on June 29th, when the phone was released, quickly sold out. A lot of people disappointed, a lot of people upset about it. And Apple did a post-launch survey, and when it was conducted, 6 out of 10 Americans knew the iPhone was coming before it was even released. That was the hype surrounded around this phone. But as we can see on the timeline here, the iPhone has had a version that was released every single year. 2008, we got the 3G. 2009, we got the 3GS. 2010, really? Didn't get anything released exactly in that year, but we had the iPhone 4 that rolled over into it. Then we got the iPhone 4S. Then we got the iPhone 5. Then we got the iPhone 6. Then we got the 6S. And when the 6 and 6S came out, they went from just a regular iPhone to having a Plus so they could compete with Samsung in the phablet territory. Then we got the iPhone 7. Then we got the iPhone, I could just keep going on here, the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. Then we also got the iPhone X, which took away the home button on the screen. And now we have what looks like today of no buttons on the front of the screen. And then we got the iPhone XS in 2018, and in 2019 we got the iPhone XR, and we also got the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max. I'm sorry, this is so many. And then in 2020 we get the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. This is just a few things that is on this chart, and really Apple has continued to release an iPhone every single year since the product started. And really, one of the huge monumental changes, if we want to look for something, was when we went back to the iPhone 3G and we had a phone that had 3G data, email, and turn-by-turn directions. Remember when we used to have the little Garmins that were mounted in our car and told us where to go? Some of them had the ability to detect traffic and some of them didn't. Or we had to use MapQuest to print out our directions and lay them on our passenger seat and hope we get there safely. Well, Apple quickly helped us out with that. And that was maybe one of the most significant changes. And we can hop over here, and really, when we look at it, there's a lot of apparent disappointment surrounding the iPhone 12 because of two words found in this article that really are annoying. Transformational milestone. When in the 13 years has Apple said, we're going to give something that's going to be so transformative that it's literally just not going, we can't call it an iPhone anymore. We're going to have to call it like the iPhone Plus because it has all these different features. We just need to stop simply expecting Apple to release a phone that has 5G, 120 hertz screen, OLED, SIM card slot, micro SD card slot in the phone all at once. Apple's going to give us these things over time. They're not going to give it to us one at a time. They're not going to give it to us all at one time. Sorry. They're going to give it to us one at a time and spoon feed us. And eventually in 5 years, we'll have that iPhone that we want. But we're not going to have that iPhone right now kind of thing. So this is really the reason why we need to stop expecting it. And Apple does this all across their products. The Mac, the iPad, the AirPods, all of these things have been introduced and have been improved and refined every single time. They're not going through these giant transformative changes. They're just small refinements every single time. And we just need to stop expecting it. Apple's not going to do it. It's clear they have 13 years of history of refining the iPhone. What's going to make a difference? I don't see anything. I don't see why Apple should change. It's one of the hottest selling smartphones on the whole entire market. And clearly Apple doesn't want to. So we get articles like this. Should I buy the iPhone 12 Pro or should I buy the iPhone X? And I mean, yeah, we can do a technical specs comparison side by side and all that kind of stuff. But really it comes down to the end of the day of what do you want? Do you want those new features? Or are you good with what you currently have? If you're good with what you currently have, wait for the next iPhone release. If you're looking for an upgrade, then get the newest, latest, greatest iPhone. Simple as that. Apple's not going to change their ways. And you can quote me on this if you want. I don't ever see Apple changing their ways. I see them releasing small iterative things. If in the future they do something completely different, feel free to quote me on it and hold me accountable to it because I'll admit that I'm gladly wrong. But thanks for watching, guys. Really, if you feel like I'm wrong or if you want to have a debate or a talk about this, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll be reading every single comment on this video. And if you enjoyed the content on this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember, when you hit that subscribe button, remember to ring the bell. You get the little vibrations around it because that way it'll give you a notification every single time that I post a video on this channel. I greatly appreciate you guys watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.